You may have gotten shell shocked when you realized that buying NFTs on OpenSea with Ethereum can easily cost over $1,000. And unfortunately, those are considered the cheap NFTs. So it can be hard to recommend NFTs to friends and family when there's such a high barrier to entry. And on top of that, you also have to buy Ethereum and send it to a custodial wallet that you've set up that will interact with the NFT marketplace. And trying to explain how all of this works and how to buy an NFT to people who are unfamiliar with the entire crypto or NFT space can be kind of like trying to teach your dog how to use a toilet. It's possible, but you'll probably end up with pee all over the floor. So in my attempt to save you from that awful experience, in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to buy and sell NFTs with as little as $100 without having to buy Ethereum and without having to set up a wallet like MetaMask. I'm Devin Cook. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to join Dev Nation, and welcome back to DevMoney. Okay, so what problems do we need to solve to lessen the barrier of entry and make NFTs easier to buy? The three main issues I often hear people talk about are the prices of NFTs, the Ethereum gas prices and gas wars, and using and setting up MetaMask or any other custodial wallet. To those who are already familiar with the NFT space, seeing NFTs sell for thousands of dollars is honestly pretty commonplace. In fact, seeing NFTs sell for tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars is pretty normal as well. And we've kind of gotten into this weird place with the NFT industry where the only notable and newsworthy NFT sales is when they're over $1 million. And for people new to the space, that's crazy. But let's all admit, anyone that's in the NFT space has a bit of crazy in them. So if you could buy NFTs for $100, that's gonna be a lot easier of a pill to swallow than telling your friend,
hey man, there's this really cool NFT project called Cool Cats. You should look into it and maybe buy one.
Cool, man, I'll look into them. How much are they?
Well, they're about 9.5 Ethereum.
Okay, well, how much is that?
About $28,000, depending on the price of Ethereum.
How much?
So not only do you have to have that conversation, but you also have to let people know about the gas fees involved with buying NFTs. And if you're an NFT veteran, you're probably timing your NFT purchases on the off hours where the gas prices are available because you're probably using one of the many Ethereum gas price monitoring tools. So doing this, you can buy an NFT for about $20 to $30 in total gas fees, which when you think about it, really isn't that bad. Because not many years ago, you had to pay $10 to $15, sometimes even $20 just to execute a trade on a stock brokerage. And it's only with the advent of Robinhood and zero-fee trading apps that we've done away with those stock trading fees. The real issue is when you start trying to mint NFTs and you get into the gas wars which inevitably come with the popular NFT launches. You can pretty easily find an NFT project that you can mint for about 0.08 Ethereum, which is around $200 depending on the price of Ethereum. But with the gas wars that take place when these really popular NFT projects launch, you can see gas fees from a couple $100s to even several $1,000s just to mint an NFT. And at that point, a lot of people start asking themselves why this makes any sense at all. But once you get your head wrapped around the idea of spending a lot of money on NFTs and spending a lot of money on the fees involved, you then have to set up a custodial wallet like MetaMask. And setting up a custodial wallet is actually pretty simple. All you have to do is set up your password, record and secure your seed phrase, and you're up and running. You're good to go. But nowadays, people are used to having an account with a username and password for pretty much anything. I mean, take a look at your smartphone and try and tell me an app that doesn't use an account. And because of this, people are used to being able to recover their usernames and passwords if they ever forget them. They just hit that forgot username or forgot password button, they get an email, and they're good to go. But with a crypto wallet, you don't have a username, you have a seed phrase. And if you lose your seed phrase or you forget it somehow, you will not get access to your wallet again. Even if you contact a platform like MetaMask, they will not be able to help you get back into your wallet. And so everything you had in there is essentially lost forever. And this can be quite a responsibility for people to undertake because especially if you're spending thousands of dollars on cryptocurrencies or NFTs, the last thing you want to do is lose your seed phrase or have it compromised by some other way. And if you do compromise your seed phrase by allowing someone else to have access to it, they will be able to go into your crypto wallet and take all of your cryptocurrencies and all of your NFTs that you have stored in there. And you're gonna have zero chance of getting any of that back, unless of course the people that stole it from you just decide out of their good nature that they want to send it back, but then I would be wondering why would they steal it in the first place? But that's probably not gonna happen. So those are a lot of issues just to get into the NFT game. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is using Bitski. And I bet you're asking yourself right now, what's Bitski? Well, Bitski is a custodial wallet that solves all three of those issues that I've just been talking about. The first issue they solve has to do with the price of the NFTs. Keep in mind that when you go through Bitski, you're not gonna have nearly the same selection of NFTs that you would on OpenSea, not even close. There is a much smaller range of NFTs on Bitski than there are on OpenSea, and some of them can be in the several $1,000s range, but many of them are under $100. One of the most common NFT projects that you can buy on Bitski is through Candy Digital. And Candy is essentially making NFT sports cards like those that you see here. year. And the best way to get these NFTs are by following Candy Digital on Discord and Twitter, so that way you know about their upcoming drops. And the Sweet Futures are a really popular collection. You can get an NFT football card at varying degrees of rarity. You either get epic, rare, or core. And of course, if you want the epic or rare, it's going to cost you a lot more money than the core NFT will. But like you see from the Drake London core, you can get it for $20.21. And in NFT land, that's a bargain. But don't buy these just because they're cheap. And I'm not saying that they're going to be a great investment. That's for you to research and find out. But with the NFT space growing so much, I would not be surprised if later down the road, at least some of these NFTs are worth more than they are today. And if you don't want to use Ethereum to buy them, well, you can use a credit card. And this is one of the things I believe will help a lot more people get into NFTs, because using a credit card is so familiar and it's just so easy. And remember those gas fees that we were talking about? Well, Bitsky has come up with a solution for those as well. Typically, when you mint an NFT or buy it on a secondhand market like OpenSea, you get the NFT within your wallet within about a minute. It's pretty much instantaneous. But when you buy an NFT on Bitsky, it can take you about 24 hours before you see that NFT show up in your account. And the reason for this is that Bitsky includes a fee in your purchase of the NFT, usually around $20, and that's just tacked on top. They will then mint the NFT when gas prices are extremely low and then transfer it over to you. And they give themselves 24 hours to do that. And this prevents gas wars over these NFTs and keeps your costs as well as theirs down. So yeah, if you want to buy one of these NFTs, it's going to cost you about $40, but that's a lot better than minting an NFT for $150 and then paying $1,000 or more on gas fees. And to solve the whole, you could have your cryptocurrency and NFT stolen from you, or you could be locked out forever if you lose your seed phrase issue, Bitsky makes it as simple to sign up and log in as Facebook and Google do. Because with Bitsky, you're actually going to get a username and password like everyone is so familiar with these days. And I'll walk you through this process right now. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is come here to bitsky.com, and then you're going to click on My Wallet. You'll be taken here to this page, and then you can click Create a New Bitsky Account. Come up with your username, which will just put YouTube Test, your email address, and a password. You'll then have to put in a phone number so you can verify your account. Again, this should be very familiar to a lot of people here. And then you'll be taken to this page right here, which is your new Bitsky wallet. And you can see this notification here that NFT delivery time can take up to 24 hours before the NFT shows up in your wallet. If it does take longer, just write a note to support@bitsky.com. You can then look at your NFTs, your currencies, or any activity on your account. You can see your Ethereum balance, you can send Ethereum or NFTs once you've purchased them, and you can receive NFTs and Ethereum as well. If you want to buy Ethereum, you can just click here on the buy button. And if you want to check your settings, you can just go to the settings panel here. All in all, it's extremely simple to set up and very familiar. So with Bitsky, you can get NFTs at extremely affordable prices. You can even get 2 under $100 if you get those sweet future cores. You don't have to worry about gas wars, and you get to set up a wallet in a way that you're much more familiar with. They may not have the best selection and access to all the NFT projects that OpenSea does, but if you're limited on funds or new to the NFT space and you just want to get into the industry with minimal risk, the Bitsky strategy is the route that I would choose. But if you have a bit more money to spend and you want a strategy that will ultimately allow you to own NFTs for $0, make sure to click on this video right here where I'll be teaching you exactly how to do that.